Venus conjoins Pluto on Sunday, January 1st, coloring the final few days of 2022 and the early beginnings of 2023 in darker colors, bringing up secrets and mysteries and making us face the shadow side of love and desire. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing mainly in natal relationship and predictive astrology. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave me a like or a comment. All of interactions we have helps me and encourages me to put out more content. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate every single one of you. My channel has grown significantly in 2022, which makes me very, very happy. Before we dive in, I wanted to tell you that I am currently working on 2023 readings. You can get them at $23 off with a coupon code 2023. There are links down there. You can also purchase a recorded reading in my shop section on my website, which is even cheaper than that. If you like my horoscopes, if you like my videos, you can also subscribe to get personalized monthly horoscopes on my website. There is a subscription available, as well as there's a subscription that includes a personal monthly consultation with me. So check that out. And finally, as a Virgo, I tend to be a bit of a control freak. So when I started learning astrology and I found out about planetary magic and the ability we have to capture a moment and capture a powerful transit and keep it, excited me, right? It kind of made my spider Virgo senses tingle. So I've been creating planetary magic items, which includes candles and oils at this point. I have done them for Venus, for Mercury, and for Jupiter. So if you're struggling with any of the matters related to love, Venus, communication, self-expression, Mercury, or just an overall sense of optimism and faith in life, I would recommend going for Jupiter. You can also check them out on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. So thank you for listening, and let's talk about this shadowy Wednesday Addams kind of transit. That's how I feel after watching Wednesday Addams. Have you seen this show already? It's like the second most watched show on Netflix, so chances are we all have already seen this show. But we have Venus conjoining Pluto. Conjunction is an aspect that brings two planets together and merges them to form a third one. So here we're taking Venus, the planet of love and beauty and desire, and putting it together with Pluto, which is the planet of the underworld, shadows, hidden things, hidden riches sometimes, and we're putting them together. The transit is exact at 12:24 a.m., so shortly after midnight on January 1st. So if you are living in the US or, in the Southern America, anywhere in Brazil, let's say, and you are more west than Eastern time zone, anywhere more west than Eastern time zone, it will still be December 31st for you. But for everyone on the East Coast of the US and Europe, it's already January 1st. We start to feel this energy approximately around December 29th, and it lasts until later on January 2nd. And then Venus goes into Aquarius, and the energy starts to go down significantly from that point onward. So it colors New Year's Eve, right? So potential for drama, potential for secrets coming out, potential for some hurt feelings is there. So be careful. When we put Venus, the planet of desire, together with Pluto, shadows around desires start to come up, right? There is things that maybe you've been hiding, things that you haven't been admitting to yourself or to your partner might be bubbling to the surface. So it's kind of like, it could be good energy. Maybe you've been wanting to try something in the bedroom and you bring it to your partner and you have a really passionate night, because that's another, like, a healthier manifestation of this transit. And you can experience that in the healthy relationships, especially. But if there's been any tension, this could be like a release. This could be like volcano erupting, or like popping a pimple. If you see Venus and Pluto together as like forming some kind of substance that maybe is not so good, then it's just like popping a pimple. But it could be, you know, regardless of what it is, a volcano or a pimple, it's a transformative moment. Let's imagine whatever grosses us out less, go with that. So it's a moment of raw honesty, raw intimacy, and there might be secrets coming to light, right? Like you might find out something about your partner that you really don't like, and it's the beginning of the end. Or you find out something about them that brings you closer, that you're able to move past and you're able to deal with truthfully and together. And let me know if you're born with Venus in conjunction with Pluto too. I'm curious if you've been living with these energies, if that's something that you are dealing with on an everyday basis in all of your relationships. We may hear secrets in the media. There might be scandals around, you know, someone in the government cheating on their spouse, or someone public, like a celebrity, I don't know, some kind of drama happening around them. There might be issues surrounding female body and women because it's Venus and that's what Venus represents, like women's rights, that kind of stuff. Overall, I feel like Pluto just raises the volume on things that you normally whisper, things that you wouldn't say out loud, things that are not appropriate for whatever reason. Pluto makes you look at them. It makes you address them. Like, you know, like I said, maybe your partner has a drinking problem or a gambling problem, and you actually talk about it. There might be Venus ruling beauty. You might be, your style might be going through a transformation, or around that time you might just be drawn to darker topics in television, darker novels, like mystery novels. Maybe you get an idea to write a horror if you are a writer. Maybe you're just naturally like you can take some elements of like tarot and bring them into your story. Wearing darker colors, like I mentioned, Wednesday, as a Wednesday Addams, or like Addams family aesthetic, is pretty much feels like Venus Pluto conjunction. And then it might be more like temporary transformation of the style, right? You're not necessarily going to permanently turn goth. Maybe you will, but it might be more short term. Attraction to Plutonian characters is also likely. You may find yourself drawn to people who are dark, mysterious, maybe somehow have like negative tendencies. Maybe they're like criminal or unpredictable. So watch out for going for partners who are clearly not good for you. It could be something that brings like this burst of excitement and passion into your life, but not necessarily long lasting and not necessarily healthy. This is definitely a transit around which you can see people hooking up with someone who's married and doing things that are destructive. So that's, yeah, like definitely the more shadow side of this transit. Being obsessive, being too focused on things that are not good for you, like you're going and maybe, you know, you broke up with your ex, but you follow them on social media and you go down the spiral of like looking at their pictures and you're upsetting yourself, and just maybe a lot of us have done it. I have done it at some point in my life, not gonna lie, but try to focus on making healthier choices, right? Don't go stalking your ex. And avoid the more shadow pools, right? Like if you feel like something is upsetting you about the relationship, try to talk to your partner honestly and maybe find ways to compromise and do things differently versus lying or manipulating or cheating. Try to remain high-minded. If you know, like I said, Pluto rules like hidden things. So sometimes you may also get an opportunity to see something hidden and get an idea, get an inspiration, and put like a video out there, put a piece of content out there, buy something that will grow in value. So you can also see bursts of like treasures around Venusian topics, around relationships and beauty and business. Let's take a closer look at the 12 rising signs to see where exactly you may see those bursts or transformations happen. And this will be like a pretty quick run because the themes that I mentioned are the main themes, and you will likely just see them in different areas of your life. For Aries rising, Venus will conjoin Pluto in the 10th house. So if you've been experiencing any bubbling tensions, frustration around work, around your daily life, around the way the world sees you, or the way the world sees you and perceives you, this could be the explosive time, right? When something comes out, some drama, like let's say your frustrations bubble over and you end up in a fight with your boss. Some drama at work might be coming out, secrets at work might be coming out, might be like a good opportunity to transform a negative behavior. Maybe you have a boss who like yells and you stand up to them, and this could be like a moment of empowerment. For Taurus rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 9th house, and here we're looking at your beliefs, your visions of yourself and the world, your religious group, right? Your beliefs, because 9th house represents religion and philosophy. So sometimes this could bring up any tensions you've had surrounding faith with other people. So don't go punching people in a church. But you know, there might be a sense of like 9th house is also the place of travel and education and freedom to explore and pursue things that you want to pursue. So if there's been any tensions surrounding someone trying to control your future, someone trying to control your self-expression, your education, the places you go to, or just like keeping a watchful hawk eye on you, this might be the time when you break away from that, or you stand up, speak up, transform something. Might also be like a time of severing a connection to a belief or religion, or just the certain worldview changing. Drama with teachers, drama with classmates, drama with mentors is also possible. For Gemini rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 8th house, and if there has been any tensions about give and take, how much you give, how much the other person takes, this could be the bursting point, right? If you feel like things haven't been fair, if you feel like, let's say your partner, let's say you have a child and you're just spending all the time with your child, and your partner goes out and exercises every day and, spends a lot of time trying to live their life pre-child, this could be the time where you cannot deal anymore and you express it. Watch out, of course, like I said in the general part of this talk, like make sure you're not manipulating them, make sure don't do passive aggression, right? Try to be honest, try to speak up and say like, this doesn't feel fair to me. How can we change it? How can we bring better dynamics, more fairness to our relationship? Could be breakthroughs in therapy, breakthroughs related to past wounds, difficult issues, breakthroughs surrounding death. Even in rare situations, I don't really see this happening that often, but like some kind of breakthrough connected to inheritance, or like a person passing away who haven't been doing well for such a long time, and this brings like a shift connected to that. For Cancer rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 7th house. If there's been any tensions in your romantic relationship, and if you're not in a romantic relationship, honestly, sometimes people have like their moon in the 7th house and they're literally married to their mother. They live together with their mom, or their dad, or, you have a marriage with your colleague. And if there's been any tensions, any frustrations there, like things not moving the way you want them to move, there not being commitment, there being too much control from the other person, this could be your opportunity to break away from that, to clear things out, to release the tension, you know, to clear up the pressure. Of course, it's also the house of relationships. So Venus coming together with Pluto could be like an inciting moment for a new passion, or someone transformative, a little bit dark and mysterious coming into your life. And maybe it's what you've been waiting for. Maybe it's something that you've been waiting for that wakes you up and, you know, opens the floodgates of passion. So let me know how it goes in the comments below. And, you know, challenges in relationships are also possible. Secrets coming in relationships, and tests in relationships of how strong the relationship is are likely. For Leo rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 6th house, and I can see this as professional drama if you're working around, you know, later in the year, around New Year's and the day or two after. Maybe feeling overworked, maybe feeling like expectations placed on you are too high and you don't want to deal with this anymore, and you're ready to sever the ties and move past the difficulty and drama. Focus, as always, on being in control of your responses to situation and making changes that are not destructive to other people around you, right? Sometimes if your boss is annoying, you may end up freaking at a customer or something like that. And I can also see this showing up as a health crisis. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but like, let's say right around New Year's, you catch a cold or something. Which, you know, I did not right before New Year's, but like a few days ago. Thankfully, it's getting a lot better. Thank you to everyone who, like, you know, sent well wishes. I appreciate that. But any kind of tension around health, if you haven't been giving yourself enough attention, if you haven't been paying attention to your mental health, this might be the time when you realize that it's like not good to keep pushing. And maybe your motivation to keep pushing sort of breaks open, and you realize that all you really need is a couple of days under a blanket with chocolate and holiday movies. So focus on transforming self, transforming bad habits, transforming a tendency to work too hard, instead of freaking out and spitting fire at everyone. As a Leo rising, you know, you are a lion. For Virgo rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 5th house. And 5th house is the place of romance, creativity, and children. So you can see those as hot topics around this time. And romantically, you know, maybe there's some tensions with your partner. Maybe you feel things aren't fair, or there's secrets coming out. It might also be a really good time to transform a relationship, to release something. Like if you have an unhealthy relationship with your ex, maybe it's not doing you any good and it's time to release that. Matters surrounding children, like maybe you get upset with the child, but you realize that it's not really about the child, but it's about your relationship with your mother, or maybe your child is reflecting back at you things that you're struggling with. So be careful when it comes to, like, you know, getting tangled up in dramas. And it's also a place of creativity. So Venus conjunct Pluto in this house could be inspirational, or it could lead to tensions surrounding creativity. Like someone I know, there's been some drama connected to them thinking that, you know, they've had content stolen from them around this time, which I think, you know, the focus, like, make sure you're focusing on things that are good for you, right? Because sometimes over focusing on what the other person thinking or what they're doing is not serving you as much goodness as like working on yourself would be, or getting new ideas, right? Like, it sucks if people steal your content. As a content creator, I can understand that, and, you know, there was a whole question of like whether it was stolen or not, but I'm not going to get into it at this point. Just like make sure to use the energy to get inspired creatively versus get tunnel vision on who has wronged you. For Libra rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 4th house, and this could be some kind of family culmination, a family fight, a family drama, pressure being released, not necessarily just, drama, but something coming to light, like family skeletons coming to light. There's been a lot of Pluto in your 4th house, so a lot of family skeletons may have already come out. So perhaps this is about you learning to move past them. And even Venus conjunct Pluto, like say you get into a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband, your wife, and you fight about something, but then with this conjunction, is it about, are you fighting about your childhood? Are you trying to fight with your parent who hasn't given you enough attention and you're projecting it onto your partner? Pay attention to that and be mindful. Venus conjunct Pluto can also bring, like, I don't know, piping issues or some kind of issues in the home that, they have been there, but you haven't seen them for a while. So keep me posted on how it goes. For Scorpio rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 3rd house, and here we're dealing with siblings, communication, schedule. So any kind of pressures, tensions in those areas, maybe fights with siblings, maybe things you're not communicating about, maybe your schedule being overwhelming. You will be more inclined to speak up about that and maybe have more honest, truthful conversations, right? Something might have been bubbling below the surface, like a low-key frustration with your sibling who keeps borrowing money from you and not paying back, and you talk about it. You find power within to express things. Maybe also with Venus conjunct Pluto in this house, maybe you go and explore a haunted house in your neighborhood, or there might be some kind of attraction to darkness and mystery in your everyday life. Writing is ruled by the 3rd house, so writing, blogging, self-expression that is somehow beautiful yet dark and mysterious, I can see here. For Sagittarius rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 2nd house. If there's been any tensions, any frustrations, any questions surrounding, I think the heat just kicked in my apartment. It makes weird sounds. Sometimes I'm like, who's in it? Who's here? But I don't think there's anyone. Anyways, I'll keep you posted. So Venus conjoins Pluto in the 2nd house. So here we're looking at money and values. And if there's been any tensions, any kind of power plays surrounding money and values, this could be the turning point, the transformation point. Let's say you're dating someone and they hold all the money in the relationship, and maybe they have been the one who decides where you go for dinner. And it's been like an unspoken thing because, they have the money so they can decide. So this could be the time in which you talk about it, or maybe you're the one who's been paying rent for a while and your partner hasn't really stepped up while, maybe they promised. So tensions surrounding that, professional issues, like if you have the same job as somebody else, but you're getting paid differently, Venus conjunct Pluto can be about this too. Venus conjunct Pluto in the 2nd house also makes me think of exciting money opportunities or money coming to you from hidden sources, maybe even something behind the scenes, and it's interesting. Let me know if you're a Sag rising. Pluto has entered your 2nd house in 2008. Have you transformed your income? Has there been major changes to the way you make money? Have you become more private about finances? So this Venus conjunct Pluto can be a step on the longer journey of transforming your resources and transforming your sense of self-worth, right? So a lot of possibilities. There may be actual financial opportunities coming in, or there might just be a bigger sense of, I know who I am. I am happy with who I am. For Capricorn rising, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 1st house. You've had Pluto in your 1st house since 2008. So this is some kind of moment of empowerment, right? You feeling empowered to make the change needed, you breaking away from a bad relationship, an unhealthy professional dynamic, a bad living situation. you sort of stepping into your power. And of course, there might be certain confrontations connected to this energy, but if you are high-minded, I think this could be a lovely resolution to a tense situation. First house also rules your style, so I can see a lot of Capricorn risings donning black gown for New Year's, or being more like dark. And also, like, maybe you are the person who is very magnetic and you kind of draw in a passionate relationship around this time, but watch out for the person you are getting into a relationship with. Watch out for them not being good for you. For Aqua rising, Venus is conjoining Pluto in your 12th house. And 12th house is the place of self-undoing. So Venus conjunct Pluto here could be, of course, more negative. Like you get in a fight, or you instigate drama, you manipulate someone, you, I don't know, get enticed to sleep with someone and, you know, cheat on your partner. So if you're not this kind of person, you know, don't worry. It's probably like this transit is not gonna change your brain. But if there's been any tensions and frustrations in a relationship, chances of you doing something destructive could be pretty high, because it is the 12th house. At the same time, because 12th house is the place of letting things go and mental health and transformation, maybe you are releasing a self-defeating tendency. Maybe you are releasing a bad relationship for you, or you're having an honest conversation, you're expressing how you feel, and whatever the outcome is, you are not upset about it because it's a healthy thing to do. But I would definitely be mindful of these more negative tendencies, because it's Venus in the 12th house. Finally, for Pisces risings, Venus conjoins Pluto in the 11th. And here you're looking at your hopes and dreams and friendships. So Venus conjunct Pluto in the 11th house can definitely bring tensions and drama connected to friendships. Maybe you're celebrating New Year's and there's like a group gathering and drama starts off. Could be something from the past too, because Venus conjoining Pluto in late 2020, late 2021, early 2022. So we're kind of going back a year. So drama in friendships, kind of hidden power struggles coming to light, maybe secrets coming about friendships. 11th house also deals with hopes and wishes for the future in social media. So you can also see a transformation of your plans for the future. Maybe if you felt oppressed, if you didn't feel free to pursue things that you want to pursue, there might be like a breaking point where you say no more, where you step into your power and make the changes that you need to make. And keep me posted on how it goes, and, you know, Happy New Year. I hope it's lovely for all of us and we just have lots of passion in our lives versus drama. I'll go for passion every day. So this is it. Please support me through subscription or like or a comment. Get the reading with me. Find out what 2023 has in store for you. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.